Hey everyone, David from Sunday Sounds here. I wanted to walk you through how I've set up this MainStage guitar rig using Sunday Guitar. I've got a MIDI controller. I want to walk you through every step of this chain so you can understand how this works for a live performance, because it does a really good job of giving you awesome effects and amp modeling and actually feeling like you're in control for a live performance. So we've got the guitar, just a regular instrument cable out, and that's going down here to the Focusrite 2i2. This is the audio interface. So there's a little input gain here that sets how hot the signal of the guitar gets sent into the computer. And then on the back, there's two 1/4-inch outputs that are connected to a pair of direct boxes, and that's sending a stereo signal to front of house. So this interface is handling both the guitar in and then the affected signal out from Sunday Guitar. I've also got the Line 6 FBV3 MIDI controller here on the ground. I'll talk you guys through how that's set up here in just a second. It's a really cool controller. So from the Focusrite, the signal just gets fed straight into MainStage, and we're running Sunday Guitar. So we've got 8 selectable effects slots here, and you can click and drag to rearrange the effects in any order that you like. You can slot effects pedals in any order, and then you can save those as presets. So I kind of run a hybrid model where I will do some on-off of pedals during a performance, but I'll also change entire presets. So you can use the foot controller to load a completely different pedal board configuration, different amp models, and change as many parameters with that single foot switch as I would like. And then sometimes I just want to be able to turn something on or off. Like, you got sort of a clean tone here with a little bit of overdrive, and then I can actually add in like a boost, or bring in some reverb. A little bit of delay, and we've got tap tempo here. So I'm able to do this sort of hands-on control because of this foot controller here. Now there's several different MIDI foot controller options out there. I really love this one, so it's the Line 6 FBV3. Let's go down here and I'll show you kind of how it's set up. So I've got these 8 foot switches all set up to toggle on and off the effects inside of Sunday Guitar, and I can change what's in those slots per patch. So I've always got 8 effects on and off that I can adjust in real time from these switches. And then over here on the right, I have this set up to tap tempo, and this toggles on and off tuner. Right up here at the top, I've got patch up and patch down buttons, so I can switch through patches. So if I want to change up the entire pedal board, or sometimes what I'll do is I'll have the same exact pedal board, but with several different effects change, like toggled on or off, or different even subdivision for a delay. I can change to those patches during a performance really quickly right here. And then I've actually got this function button mapped to the on for the tonic pad generator. So I can choose the key per patch even if I'd like, and then use this button to turn the tonic pad on if I need to handle a transition, or if I just want to glue together the sound of a live band, maybe if you don't have a keys player or you just want sort of that bed underneath everything. So that's really cool. And then this is functioning as a volume pedal for me most of the time, so I can do swells. You can place the volume pedal wherever you'd like in the signal chain, so I tend to run it like after the first 4 effects, so I can get the drive effects first and then fade in volume there. And then there's also a wah effect available in Sunday Guitar. So the FBV3 has a foot switch here at toe down on this pedal. So you can actually turn the wah effect on and off with that if you'd like as well. So this is a really cool controller. It's built like a tank. It is a little bit more on the pricey side. It runs about $260 right now. The ability to be able to control all the elements of Sunday Guitar that you want from your feet is a really, really good feeling. Then anytime I need to adjust a parameter of a pedal, just instead of reaching down and turning a knob, I just reach over to my computer and do the exact same thing. So lastly, after you've got your effect pedals set up, as many boards as you'd want, Sunday Guitar has stereo amp modeling. So you've got a left amp and a right amp. Those are independent, so you can run the same amp model if you'd like. So for this patch, I've got a tweed amplifier model in both the left and right amps, so it's a nice cohesive tight sound. But you can also do some really cool stuff in stereo if you swap out one of the amps for something that's mismatched. So in this patch, I've got like a Fender style amp on the left and a Vox style amp on the right. So it's a really thick, sort of wide sound, because each of those amps breaks up really differently when I run Overdrive into it. So that's what this sounds like. You get lots of sustain, nice brightness from the Vox, and then some warmth from the Fender. And a really cool thing that I love to do is all of the overdrive effects in Sunday Guitar are true stereo as well. So you've got independent clean and drive pan, so you can actually take the clean signal of your guitar and pan it to 1 amp and then pan the drive effect the other way. So what I'm actually got going on in this patch is I'm running like a tube screamer emulation into 1 amp and then this nice like full range sort of transparent overdrive into the other amp. So I've got 2 different amp models in stereo, and then each of those amps is getting sort of a different overdrive character as well. So just really cool stuff that's really hard to do with a physical rig, but is actually pretty easy inside of software once the routing is all set up. So then I've got stereo delay running into these amplifiers as well. So right now I can run the same subdivision into both if I want, or I can change it up and run quarter note delay in one and dotted eighth in the other. Or if I wanted, I could actually run 2 instances of the delay effect into each other if I wanted like a galloping delay sort of feel. So you get really a pretty deep amount of control here over how your signal is sent in stereo. If your sound system's mono, you can run Sunday Guitar in mono as well, and it still sounds really, really great, but I love being able to adjust how things feel in stereo. So this is kind of how I set things up. I'll change maybe a few presets for a service and then kind of stay within a few of those presets and turn effects on and off. I always have like an ambient patch ready to go. And I can just do swells with this like shimmer reverb. And if I wanted like even more ambience, I could bring tonic in as well. And then, I could turn these pedals off and go to a drive if I needed to without even having to change patches.